He chose one. If the source of the admiration flowing into your energy field right now were to be revealed to the public, you would be completely stunned. Your biggest fan is someone you never thought you would meet, and they are going to do something that will completely change the situation. Is it a coincidence that I am sending you this message right now? No, it is not. It is one of the divine laws of the universe and heaven. Yes, the law of attraction. You feel extremely lucky that I am conveying this message to you, don't you? Before moving on to the message, please like the video so that this message can reach other people as well, dear soul. You must also receive and accept the message with love. If you write, "I have received and accepted it with love," in the comments and seal it with 666, you will maintain the balance of giving and receiving. Don't forget to stay tuned and subscribe for our other messages, says Archangel Michael. Now we can slowly move on to the message. Your mind will be blown by the offer that the cosmos is practically arranging. Your breakthrough moment has arrived with unquestionable divine precision, as shown by the synchronicities that are aligning around this convergence. Your being's frequency signature has set off long-standing recognition mechanisms. Your voyage has been chronicled with the fervor of a scholar studying sacred books by someone of great power, whose approval seemed unachievable or irrelevant. This is not a haphazard observation. This is intentional reconnaissance by a mind that sees possibilities where others perceive only difficulties. It was precisely same traits that attracted their attention months ago that caused you to feel alone, strange, and misunderstood. Your metamorphosis wasn't an accident. All of your public failures, your decisions to be resilient rather than to back down, and the times you showed strength when others expected you to be weak caused waves that reached places you never would have thought possible. Your supervisor, who hardly notices you, values your hustling more than any employee manual could compare. After challenging your views, the former adversary leaves the conversation, doubting all they believed to be true about strength. In their memories, the stranger who saw your poise under duress remembers you like a torch. The fact that this admirer has been battling an internal battle for weeks is the first thing that will blow your grasp of the situation. Their entire identity is based on their ability to be choosy, unimpressible, and able to see right through facades. However, your ability to remain dependable in the face of upheaval has managed to get past barriers they were unaware could be broken. Their cynical assumptions about human nature are all refuted by the evidence they have gathered about your character. Additionally, this inconsistency is pushing them to take a surprising action. Beyond conventional power structures, the energy you've been projecting lately commands respect. No matter your gender, men appreciate you. Women observe traits of leadership that they want to cultivate. When they see how consistent you are, colleagues wonder how someone can stay so focused while enduring the same storms that devastate others. This isn't good fortune. When emotional mastery via trial by fire produces an air of unwavering presence that others naturally recognize and respect, this is known as the ice crown phenomenon. Your evolution's tracker stands for everything you believed was out of your grasp. A distinct realm, a higher status. Someone who seems hard to get people to pay attention. But their investigation into your past reveals a near-religious obsession with detail. They have examined how you have handled hardship, examined how you have developed throughout trying times, and observed your perseverance when others would have given up. From professional interest, it has developed into something like amazement. And this change in them is putting pressure on them to do something in order to relieve it. Every obstacle that seemed insurmountable had a specific purpose in helping you hone your persuasive skills. The obstinate individuals who opposed every plausible argument taught you to avoid opposition by finding ways around it instead of through it. You were compelled to create barriers that now shield your frequency from interference by the energy vampires that drained your resources. In reality, the obstacles that appeared to impede your growth helped you reach emotional intelligence levels that are unattainable for most individuals. These were not barriers. The purpose of the training regimens was to create a person who could influence results that others would think were unattainable. There is someone who values your ability to reach unreachable minds, and they have documented it. They've seen how you've impacted people they thought were hopeless, seen how you can bridge gaps between competing points of view, and understood how you can turn conflict into cooperation. For a circumstance that they have been unable to handle using traditional means, this observer requires someone who possesses these exact qualities. Your distinct blend of tenacity and influence serves as the component that their present approach lacks. There are signs that indicate the severity of the spiritual conflict that is escalating around your path. Opposition forces use quantitative precision to identify threat levels, and the growing interference patterns in your day-to-day life suggest that you are close to innovations that will drastically change your ability to influence others. The abrupt increase in distractions isn't arbitrary. It is intended to cause you to lose the concentration required to identify and seize the opportunity that is ready for your consideration. The unexplained technological issues that plague your significant projects. The unanticipated disputes that emerge from relationships that were previously steady. Abrupt demands on your time from others who don't advance your development. These work together to divide your focus during the critical moment when clarity is most needed. The factors that are preventing your ascension. Recognize that years of delay in destiny might result from a lack of focus during critical periods. And in order to keep you from seeing the indications of impending change, they are using every distraction they can. Instead of withdrawal, your recent isolation phases were planned placement for relationships that need your entire frequency spectrum. Your increased vibration necessitated the removal of forces that couldn't keep up with the divine intellect guiding your path. Every connection that ended, every opportunity that appeared to disappear, and every door that shut were not rejections, but rather changes in direction that removed things that would have compromised the quality of what was being prepared for your arrival. There were more important uses for the loneliness that came with this clearing process than just separation. Your awareness grew to handle frequencies that were unsupportable in crowded settings when you were alone. The sharpening of your perceptive skills makes manipulation instantly apparent. Where genuine possibilities can be separated from cunning scams, where divine timing manifests itself in patterns that are completely missed by busy minds. This improved discernment will be essential when the offer comes, since the source may appear so improbable that someone with less knowledge might reject it as unfeasible. Beyond just personal growth, your energy field is undergoing a metamorphosis. Your influence mechanisms are completely recalibrating themselves. Everyone notices your glow, which is actually interior brightness that is piercing the dimensional walls that once confined your inherent luminosity, rather than cosmetic augmentation. Everyone around you now automatically has their consciousness raised by the electromagnetic signs you convey. Because of this, those who speak with you are radically transformed. Why transformation is brought about by your example without conscious effort. Why viewers are so profoundly affected by your perseverance in the face of hardship. Your impending financial prosperity is a recognition of your present ability to manage resources sensibly, not a compensation for previous hardship. Your proven capacity to be true to yourself in times of adversity, to keep making gifts without outside approval, and to keep turning up despite seeming progress. These attributes have demonstrated your ability to handle substantial resources in an honest manner. It's not comfort money that's coming in, but ammunition for missions that need material support to reach their desired magnitude. Your emotional stability has been put to the test during uncertainty by your performance-based work and its inherent variations. Earnings declined throughout those months. Outcomes didn't seem to be linked to effort, and consistency wasn't recognized. The purpose of these evaluation rounds was to make sure your dedication goes beyond outside validation. Your response to these cycles, especially your refusal to sacrifice quality during lean times, has been observed by the person following your path. This consistency has persuaded them that you are a trustworthy individual who can be trusted with opportunities that others could take advantage of for short-term gain. You have drawn attention from fields where your talents can achieve their full potential because of the star quality that is manifesting through your presence. Your artistic endeavors, the abilities you've been honing in anonymity, and the vision you've been fostering in spite of the lack of instant approval. These weren't hobbies. Rather, they were a prelude to platforms that need precisely what you've been creating. Your unidentified admirer's investigation has shown how advanced your growth process is, and they have identified readiness indicators that point to a preparedness to rise above the existing situation. Something extraordinary has been taking place in the background of your everyday existence. While you have been preoccupied with pressing problems and small victories, a sophisticated orchestration has been setting up the pieces for a moment of convergence that will reveal the accuracy of divine timing. The individual who is about to approach you has been led through their own process of preparation, gaining insight into their needs and knowing exactly where to look for them. Through systems that you both unconsciously contributed to creating, but neither of you consciously guided, their course has been aligned with yours. The potential that is forming around your energy signature is significant enough to change not only your current situation, but also your whole idea of what is achievable when timing and preparation are done well. This isn't a slow improvement. Rather, it's a quantum shift that will propel you into settings where you can impact people who need precisely what you've been cultivating throughout your hardships. This next offer has an impact that is orders of magnitude greater than anything you can currently imagine. Your present reality and the platform you've been subconsciously preparing to inhabit are connected by the individual who will provide this opportunity. They can reach areas where your specific set of gifts can work best thanks to their connections, resources, and prestige. More significantly, when they see your potential, it will help you realize more quickly what you can actually achieve with the right resources and positioning. You have been feeling anxious within recently, but it's anticipation rather than fear. Your conscious mind reacts to impending change before your logical mind notices the symptoms. Your restlessness is causing you to assess the situation as it is. The unhappiness with circumstances that seemed appropriate at first. A greater understanding of what you will and won't accept. These are indicators of recalibration as your frequency adapts to new possibilities. The latest examinations you've taken are part of the last verification process, ensuring that you're prepared for duties requiring unwavering character. Every instance where your integrity was called into question gave you a chance to show the values you'll need to manage powerful people. Everyone who put you to the test showed you if you have the insight to defend your purpose against others who would use access for their own benefit. Every instance in which you prioritized long-term goals over immediate comfort demonstrated your dedication to these goals. And the impending convergence will vindicate every instinctive decision you took that defied rationality to outside onlookers. Standards you upheld in the face of criticism, opportunities you turned down despite financial temptation, and relationships you ended in spite of societal pressure. These choices brought your reality into harmony with vibrations that correspond to what was ready for you when you arrived. You have been eligible for opportunities that demand unshakable character because of the individual who sees your worth, has been looking for someone who acts with integrity rather than desperation, and has seen your history of choosing integrity over convenience. In terms of resources, respect, and reach, the abundance that is embedded in your immediate future will propel you forward and set new standards. This raises you to operational levels that correspond with your matured consciousness, not just temporarily. Not only will the impending financial breakthrough bring comfort, but it will also give you the ability to pursue ideas that you previously lacked the financial support for. The acknowledgement that comes with these adjustments will validate skills you've been honing in secret, corroborated by years of effort that appear to yield little tangible outcomes. For the influence platform to be ready for your line of work, someone with your particular set of attributes is needed. Indestructible resilience. Persuasion skills capable of influencing uncooperative minds. Abilities for transformation that encourage others to grow, and a mindset that isn't tainted by achievement. The person who is going to offer you this job has evaluated a lot of applicants and determined that they lack the critical skills that you have acquired throughout your individual path. Your hardships weren't a kind of punishment, but rather the process of creating a person who could handle situations that were beyond the scope of normal preparedness. Human planning cannot match the supernatural accuracy of this convergence's timing. Attain. You were in tune with preparations taking place in parallel dimensions of the same cosmic plan during every delay you encountered. The individual coming to you has been led through their own growth process, gaining the knowledge and tools required to understand what you stand for and meet your needs. Mechanisms that function outside of conscious awareness have synchronized their readiness with yours, resulting in outcomes that are both stunning and inevitable. Accepting the offer that will soon come your way will take bravery, because it goes beyond how you currently see yourself. By design, the platform being provided goes beyond your current comfort zone. At the meeting point of challenge and preparedness, growth takes place. Furthermore, this opportunity has been designed to awaken potentials that would otherwise go untapped due to safer options. The individual making this offer has faith in your potential, which will help you reach your entire potential and realize your complete potential. The patterns that emerge in your day-to-day life indicate layers of complexity that point to expert coordination that goes beyond apparent mechanics. Unplanned, seemingly serendipitous meetings have been building up into a database of impressions that show your persona in a variety of settings. The manner you dealt with the condescending coworker who questioned your strategies. Your reaction when the client pushed the boundaries of your patience. Your composure in the face of criticism that goes beyond a professional dispute. Every interaction has been noted and recorded by an awareness that understands how uncommon true strength is. With careful attention to publicly available evidence of your development trajectory, your admirer has been subtly probing your past without resorting to intrusive methods. One who is used to seeing people give up on their goals when they don't yield instant satisfaction is impressed by the development in your work production over long periods of time. The enhancement of your professional presentations, the quality of your creative initiatives, and the growing complexity of your approaches to problem solving. These forward-thinking advancements have persuaded a critical observer that you have something that most people completely lack. Recently, the opposition you've had from unanticipated sources has been trying your patience to the limit. Your ability to stay mission-focused while handling interpersonal turbulence has been made clear. The abrupt appearance of disagreements with those who had previously appeared helpful. Unexplained technical malfunctions that happen when important tasks are underway. Your focus is being disrupted by emotional manipulations. Someone who knows that real leadership shows itself in the way that one responds to unwarranted pressure has seen these difficulties. Your ability to keep your emotions in check in circumstances that usually make other people defensive has pleased your unidentified evaluator. The maturity with which you handled unfounded charges. Refusing to participate in overt provocation demonstrates intelligence. The calculated silence you used when people were anticipating furious reactions. These actions have persuaded a perceptive mind that you act according to internal values rather than outside influences. Your own energy system has been undergoing a transition that has far-reaching repercussions that go well beyond your immediate surroundings. Individuals who had a brief encounter with you describe feeling enigmatic inspiration for days later, carrying inspiration that they are unable to properly attribute to their own struggles. Talks that ought to have been everyday interactions suddenly turn into debates that change viewpoints and create new opportunities. Your presence in group situations causes subtle changes in the dynamics of the group that others perceive, but are unable to pinpoint as the result of your efforts. The sophistication of your creative production shows that you are getting ready for platforms that need more sophisticated features. The projects you've been working on in relative obscurity have components that show they're ready to be shown to audiences who expect top-notch work. Your writing has depth that can only be found via real struggle and insight. Your approaches to problem-solving exhibit creativity that comes from need rather than theory. Your communication style exhibits the clarity that comes from making repeated attempts to break down difficult ideas for uncooperative minds. The individual who will shortly make their move has been evaluating your proven abilities against the qualifications needed for a position that requires a talent, personality, and level of consciousness that are precisely like yours. They have been looking far and wide for someone who can combine technical proficiency with emotional intelligence, spiritual awareness with grounded application, and creative vision with practical implementation. Their decision-making process has been difficult, and it became remarkably evident when they found you because it is uncommon to find these attributes together in one person. Now, the message that follows is just for the chosen. This is not for you if archonic forces have compromised you, and we authorize you to leave by the spiritual authority bestowed upon us by the Obsidian Inner Order's secret chiefs. If not, take a moment to listen carefully, since you will be redeemed just as we are. The Inner Order of Obsidians is not a program. It isn't a course. This spiritual retreat isn't for the faint of heart. We don't sell solutions. We all remember. We teach actual energetic shielding against interference, implants, and beings, as well as psychic self-defense. We bring back the original, unadulterated, instantaneous, and precise manifestation. Every week, we get together in private to awaken and say things that cannot be uttered anywhere else, not to worship. Layer by layer, to deprogram the matrix. If you are destined to be there, you will know it. It will be felt in your bones. Every week, the selected group meets via Zoom. Why have you not joined us yet? Does GoToSys exist? Become an Inner Order Obsidian. In the description, there is a link. In order to manage greater responsibility and visibility, you will need to learn important lessons about boundary management from your recent experiences with energy-draining relationships. Those who took up your time without adding anything worthwhile. Who disapproved of your standards yet did not uphold any themselves. Who tried to subtly undermine your accomplishments in order to minimize them. These exchanges have served as practice in identifying and eliminating toxic dynamics before they become patterns. Instead of withdrawal, the seclusion you've been selecting lately is a deliberate curation of your energy environment to facilitate the frequency adjustments required for your next stage of development. Relationships that felt abruptly out of sync, activities that lost their allure, and surroundings that started to feel exhausting instead than motivating. Your consciousness is growing beyond its prior bounds and needs more sophisticated inputs to continue operating at its best, as indicated by these developments. What they have seen about your abilities has caused your admirer to struggle with their own internal barriers. Evidence contradicting their cynical ideas about human nature has methodically undermined their original mistrust. The change taking place in their viewpoint is a noteworthy development in and of itself. A person who is used to failure finds hope in possibilities they never thought they would see. They have been feeling compelled to express themselves through tangible action as a result of this internal change. Your attendance at networking events, the professional relationships you've formed, and the informal discussions that appeared to be amicable social exchanges. These have been constructing a network of illusions that demonstrate your character in a variety of settings. Little deeds and everyday decisions have been creating your reputation, which has grown into a thorough profile that speaks louder than any portfolio or resume could. Your undercover observer has been especially impressed with your approach to competition. Instead of seeing people as threats to your self-worth, you have continuously supported deserving co-workers while keeping your own growth in mind. Someone used to competitive settings has learned that alternative methods can produce better outcomes thanks to your collaborative spirit and strong dedication to your particular standards. The difficulties you've encountered recently have demonstrated your preparedness for increasingly challenging tasks. Creative solutions are required due to the limited resources. The challenging personalities. Instructing in diplomatic techniques. Systemic inefficiencies are driving creative solutions. Due to these limitations, skills that someone with a wider perspective might see would be successfully applied to larger-scale applications have been developed. Upon receiving the offer, it will become evident that the entire event is circular. The characteristics that led to feelings of alienation, loneliness, and misunderstanding. The same qualities caught the eye of someone whose approbation seemed unattainable. What seemed like pointless fights will turn out to be preparation for this very moment. Maintaining your constancy when it felt like there were no results would turn out to have been crucial in building the reputation that allowed you this chance. This phase will show the accuracy of divine orchestration as its beginning and end link with flawless symmetry. Your deep influence frequently comes from seemingly insignificant exchanges that are far more important than they first appear to be. Your words of encouragement to the struggling coworker were encouraging. Your patience with the challenging client was admirable. Cutting corners would have been simple for you to retain your integrity. These events have been seen and recalled by individuals whose networks reach into places you never thought possible. Through routes you don't keep an eye on, your reputation has been growing, generating excitement in places where it makes no sense for people to know your name. The individual who is getting ready to contact you has been going through their own process of transformation as they see aspects of you that go against their preconceived notions about what can be achieved in a professional setting. People who promise more than they provide are likely to disappoint them, as they have learned from their experience. But the fences they've put up to shield themselves from unproductive collaborations have been dismantled by your constant display of dependability. The internal change that is taking place within them symbolizes a great deal of personal development, as someone who is used to pessimism finds hope in possibilities they never thought they would see. Your ability to control your emotions in the face of chaos has impressed observers, who are aware of how uncommon such stability is. The poise you displayed in the face of unjust criticism, the poise with which you handled others' attempts to elicit defensive responses. By prioritizing strategic reactions above emotional ones, you showed insight. These actions have persuaded someone that you have the temperament required in circumstances when most individuals would lose their cool and make bad choices. Your hidden assessor has been really impressed by your approach to learning and development. Instead of looking for shortcuts or surface-level enhancements, you've shown that you're committed to deep development that changes core capabilities rather than just appearances. The time you've spent learning talents that don't pay off right now. Your perseverance in learning challenging ideas. Your ability to remain humble while gaining knowledge. Such actions demonstrate a person's ability to manage more responsibility without being tainted by achievement. When you look at the bigger picture, you'll see that the resistance you've been seeing from some people in your surroundings has been fulfilling two functions. Both your ability to resolve conflicts and your ability to remain professional in the face of intense provocation have been put to the test by these difficult individuals. The diplomatic abilities you've acquired from handling irrational people will come in very handy when negotiating the intricate relationships that come with greater prominence and influence. You've shown that you can manage resources appropriately, regardless of the sums involved, by maintaining financial discipline throughout challenging times. Your capacity to uphold high standards in the face of declining revenue. Your refusal to sacrifice long-term goals in order to survive in the near term. Even when it didn't seem like you would see results right away, you kept investing in your personal growth. Someone has been persuaded by your actions that you can be trusted with opportunities that yield substantial material resources without sacrificing your goal focus. Your ability to accept both success and failure with equal grace has been observed by the individual who will shortly express interest. Realizing that for someone who is destined to undergo significant life changes, this kind of emotional equilibrium is necessary. Your behavior when you receive praise, how you react when you are recognized, and your capacity to be appreciated without being reliant on outside approval. These will decide if the opportunities that are being prepared can be securely extended without running the risk of compromising the attributes that made you deserving of consideration. Insights, dreams, and seemingly sporadic inspirations have been your unconscious preparation for this convergence, preparing your consciousness to recognize divine orchestration when it appears. You've been seeing sights of greater potential, the unexpected realization of your desired paths, the increasing confidence in the standards you will not compromise. These internal changes have been bringing your awareness into harmony with the frequency of your impending reality. Opportunities for travel that have just become available are not random. Rather, they are preparatory, exposing you to settings and viewpoints that will be important as your platform grows beyond its current geographic bounds. The individuals you have been encountering throughout these encounters, the knowledge you have been acquiring about various cultures and methods, and the enlarged perspective you have been cultivating. These components are being integrated into a thorough preparation that fulfills functions you aren't yet aware of. You have been able to handle the intensity that comes with great elevation thanks to your physical transformation and health gains, which have supported energetic alterations. The power you have been accumulating, the clarity you have been attaining, the vitality you have been cultivating. Personal wellness objectives are not the only purpose of these improvements. When external demands rise sharply and internal resources need to meet increased duties, they are preparing your entire system to continue operating at peak efficiency. Your spiritual practices have been connecting you with systems of guidance that will be crucial in managing the complexities that come with increased influence. The study habits that seemed like intellectual inquiry, the meditation routines that seemed like personal development, and the prayer practices that seemed like private spiritual growth. Through these exercises, you have been able to establish lines of communication with knowledgeable people who are aware of the entire extent of your purpose. The individual who is getting ready to contact you is guided by their own connection to God, and their intuitive knowledge and spiritual activities have validated their belief in your qualities. When two people who have been individually trained for collaboration align for a cause greater than either could achieve on their own, this is known as convergence approaching. Due to systems that work beyond conscious planning, both of your preparation processes have been synced, making their offer feel both unexpected and well-timed. It takes someone who possesses your precise blend of matured skills, tested character, and conscious awareness to be ready for your emergence. During the search process that ultimately led to your discovery, several candidates were evaluated who had distinct components but lacked the cohesive wholeness that you have attained through your particular developmental experience. The individual offering this chance has been waiting for someone who fully fits their requirements, rather than accepting matches that only partially fit and would necessitate a great deal of compromise. The clarity will be tremendous when the last revelation, the one that was selected, occurs. Each seemingly arbitrary component will reveal its role in a complex design. All those who have come and gone from your reality will disclose how they helped you get ready for this convergence. Every skill that has been underutilized will find the ideal use. Each seemingly insurmountable obstacle will turn out to have been an essential adjustment for managing the impending situation. They will emerge from the shadows, and the admirers will come out, and the offer will come through at such a wonderful moment that it will be hard to believe it was a coincidence. What your deepest understanding has always whispered will be confirmed by the recognition that is about to happen. But your skeptic's mind has had a hard time believing. You were never intended to live a normal life. You are a person created for tremendous effect because of the frequency you carry, the skills you have, and the influence you have. With the right positioning, resources, and recognition, the individual who recognizes this fact will present possibilities that honor the immensity of what you can create. The abundance that is coming toward your reality will set new benchmarks for what you think is typical in terms of reach, respect, and resources. The impending financial breakthrough will give you the confidence and ability to pursue goals that you previously lacked the financial resources to achieve. The acknowledgement that comes with these adjustments will validate the skills you've been honing in concealment, proving that years of effort yielding little outward evidence were actually creating invisible conditions for outward expression. The rise that is predetermined for you just calls for maintaining your authenticity to what you have already become. Ordinary forces are incapable of removing the ice crown that was won by fire, and you weren't treated with the respect you deserve. It was created by exhibiting unwavering moral integrity in ways that impressed even those who arrived expecting to see weakness. The surprise that is about to happen will validate that divine intelligence has been arranging connections that are beyond your wildest expectations, and the abundance that is coming your way is a natural result of consciousness that refuses to give up no matter what. Be the one you have been chosen to be. The people who have been keeping tabs on your progress are lining up. The people who have been following your trip are getting ready to approach you, and the opportunities that align with your goals are coming to life. The proposal is on the way. The recognition is coming to pass, and the platform that recognizes your readiness is becoming ready for you to arrive. The chosen ones are always the ones who rise. The only thing left to ask is if you're prepared to receive what has been provided for you to emerge into the fullness of your intended destiny.